7 years in jail and you get to keep your Porsche. I think that's, I don't know. Is that a good deal? I don't know. We'll talk about it in a minute. This is your Daily Crypto News. My name is Matt. Let's get into it for Wednesday, May 29th, 2024. FTX executive Ryan Salame, he was sentenced to 7.5 years in prison on Tuesday. And remember, Sam Bankman-Fried got 25 years. So we're waiting to see what the rest of the executive team will get. We're still waiting on Caroline Ellison, Gary Wong. Even though they cooperated with the FBI, they were just as much guilty as Sam Bankman-Fried. So if Ryan gets 7.5 years, I'm thinking they're going to get around 10 to 15 themselves. So is it all that bad? I guess not. After he gets out in 7.5 years, he has a 2021 Porsche 911 Turbo S that he purchased for $285,000 sitting there waiting for him. But even though he didn't forfeit his Porsche, he did have to forfeit $1.5 billion worth of assets in connection to FTX and their crimes. So he'll get out to a 10-year-old Porsche and no money. Binance France has replaced its co-founder Changpeng Zhao, or CZ as we all know him, with two new shareholders. Keeping Zhao in place would have endangered the company's standing in France and in turn in the European Union. And this is because a new landmark bill is taking effect at the end of this year. The move is designed to ensure that the world's top cryptocurrency exchange doesn't lose its right to operate in the European Union. The bill that could have prevented them from operating in the European Union is the new MiCA Act. And companies like Binance need to pick one country to apply for a license in so they can operate in the rest of the 27-nation EU. Meaning every company is looking to say, hey, where do I set up shop? Is it going to be in Germany? Is it going to be in France? Is it going to be somewhere else? And because of the laws of that country and them getting the license in that country, they're able to operate across the whole EU. So they're looking for the best place to do so, and they didn't want to jeopardize that in France. So who are the two shareholders? Well, the first one is Yan Yu Long, or in English, Alan Yan, and he's identified as a team member in the original Binance white paper. Yan was a co-founder and a product director of the now closed Chinese exchange service Bjie Tech. The other shareholder is not named in the original 2017 white paper. By the way, hindsight is always 2020. I was literally there. Remember when Binance came out, their white paper, their BNB tokens? Choices were made. Long story, I didn't make the right choice. Anyway, He Hua was not named in the white paper, and we don't know about this person, but they're now 50% shareholders of Binance France. I guess congratulations for being a billionaire. Bitcoin miner and publicly traded company Riot has announced plans to snap up a smaller miner, Bitfarms, in a hostile takeover, which, if successful, would turn the resulting entity in the world's largest publicly traded miner. Riot said they accumulated a 9.25% stake in Bitfarms to become the miner's largest shareholder and is now offering to buy the company for $2.30 per share. Riot Executive Chairman Benjamin Yi said, "We are disappointed to learn that Bitfarms' board rejected our compelling proposal without engaging in dialogue with us. While we have long respected Bitfarms' business and management team, we are confident that Bitfarms shareholders will agree that this proposal represents a significantly more attractive alternative for Bitfarms than its standalone trajectory." Riot's CEO, Jason Les, he said, "We are deeply concerned that the founders on the Bitfarms board may not be acting in the best interests of all Bitfarms shareholders." Long story short is Riot is going to take over Bitfarms and become the largest publicly traded Bitcoin miner. So we have a win for the crypto space, but the win is kind of not what you expect. I'll tell you in a minute what that means. So first of all, the SEC had its case against crypto mining firm DebtBox dismissed without prejudice by a U.S. federal judge. The regulator also has been ordered to pay the legal fees of DebtBox. Those legal fees total around $1.8 million. What happened is the SEC took DebtBox to court. They racked up around $1.8 million of legal fees, and now the SEC has to pay that back. By the way, dismissing a case without prejudice means that the case is dismissed, but the plaintiff, in this case, the SEC, is allowed to refile the case in the future. See, what had happened is the SEC alleged that DebtBox defrauded investors in the tune of nearly $50 million by selling unregistered securities. However, In a March filing, Judge Shelby found that the SEC had engaged in bad faith conduct by obtaining a restraining order from having made false, mischaracterized, and misleading statements. And so if we take those three words and put it into one word, which is a synonym, they lied. They lied to be able to get a restraining order to take them to court and sue them. This to me sounds like if a cop pulls you over and throws a baggie of cocaine in your glove box and then arrests you on drug charges, or plants a gun at the scene of a crime and gets you for an unregistered weapon. It's like they lied so they can charge you with something. So while the crypto space is hailing this as a big win for DebtBox against the SEC, this should be more concerning to you because it looks like the SEC lied in order to file charges, which is way worse than anything else. What do you think? Matt at dailycryptonews.net. We have another publicly traded company that has adopted Bitcoin as its primary treasury reserve asset. We know one already, MicroStrategy does that. It has worked out very well for them. And so, Semler Scientific, which is a medical device maker that trades on the NASDAQ ticker SMLR, announced that they purchased 581 Bitcoin for $40 million. The chairman, Eric Semler, he said, our Bitcoin's treasury strategy and the purchase of Bitcoin underscore our belief that Bitcoin is a reliable store of value and compelling investment. We believe Bitcoin has the potential to generate outsized return as it gains increased acceptance as digital gold. Well, because of their purchase, Semler stock has surged 33% to $31.08 a piece, kicking off a strong recovery following a massive loss. Its yearly high is around $51 back in February, and since then, it slid quite substantially. Bitcoin might get him out of that rut and set him up for the future. And finally, on Friday, Aptos, they recorded 90 million transactions in one day, followed by 115 million transactions the next day on Saturday. Why? Because there's a new game. It's called Topos. It's a tickle to earn game on the Aptos networks that prompts you to tickle a kitten and earn heart tokens. Yes, tickle to earn. Sit there and tap on your phone, tickle a kitten, and earn tokens. It's any other clicker game. We've known these clicker games in the past. We've seen them before. There's another one called Notcoin on Telegram. And some people can get these clicks up to 15 times a second. And every click is a transaction, by the way. So obviously, if you understand, there's criticism about this. Basically, they're saying like, oh, Aptos, you built this game, or these people built these games just so you can game your metrics and say, we have 90 million transactions or 115 million transactions and everybody's using Aptos and look at how successful this chain is. Build something useful, not a stupid clicker game that every time you click, you earn a heart token and it's counted as a transaction. However, some of these games are built to test the system or proof of concept. Can Aptos handle 115 million transactions a day? Apparently they can. And now you know, because of your tickle to earn game. Regardless of what you think about it, if you think that this is a waste of time and it doesn't prove anything about the crypto space, or it's a proof of concept that shows that these networks can handle these transactions effectively and efficiently, well, that's your call. In the meantime, make sure you tickle some kittens and make some money. Speaking of money, let's take a look at those crypto prices.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
And the time is 10:25 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Fear agrees at 63. We are greedy, very close to neutral. Bitcoin is sitting at $67,765, down 0.5%. Ethereum is at $3,787, down 2.3%. Tether's number 3. Binance is at $597, down 0.4%. And Solana's at $168, down almost 2%. Rounding off the top 10, we have USDC, XRP, Dogecoin, Cardano, and a new entrant into the top 10. Shiba Inu, or the SHIB token, is up 5.6%. Knocking, who did we knock out? Oh, we knocked out Toncoin. Toncoin is out. Cardano is there. I thought I knocked out Cardano, But the difference between them is just a couple $100 million. Just a couple $100 million. That can flip very quickly. The total market cap is sitting at 2.54 trillion, a Bitcoin dominance of 52.6 and an ETH dominance of 17.9. And that is the show today. I'll be back tomorrow, and in the meantime, please make sure that you follow us on Twitter and Substack at DCN Daily Crypto, and please subscribe to us on Substack. That's the way that we put a little money in the bank so we can do this every day. We're not making money off of this. We're just doing this because we enjoy the crypto space and we like to make daily news to help you out and support this community and the thousands of people that listen every day. We enjoy it, but we're not making any money off of this. So all of this comes out of our pocket. And so if you could, please do us a favor and go to Substack, subscribe, or you can run ads on the show. Anyway, until tomorrow, happy hodling, everyone.